We're supposed to be talking with Steve Fisher out in San Diego where the weather is really, really nice. And maybe he's got better things to do. I don't know, but we're hopeful of getting him in very quickly so we can chat with him a little bit about his team, which has got a big one coming up next Saturday against Boise at home. 22-6 overall, 12-3 in the Mountain West, 15-0 at home. They've been really solid. Steve's one of the great coaches and great guys in the profession, and he joins us now here on the Tim Brando Show. Coach, good morning. How are you?
Hello, Tim. I'm doing great. How are you?
Fantastic. So, in the frozen, not just north, but frozen south where I am right now, trying to get out to get to Philadelphia for Villanova and Providence tomorrow night, just how good is it in San Diego right now? Go ahead and tell me. Just go ahead, rub it in. How nice is it in San Diego right now?
Well, the people in San Diego, Tim, you know how they are. They're spoiled. But me, having lived in the Midwest, we had rain this morning, and everybody's complaining. Now it's sunny and 65 right now. They're still complaining.
So they're still complaining.
Exactly.
Hey, I was having this conversation with actually my wife. I'll say that. We were talking a little bit about, I said, it's so much fun to do basketball in places where people love it. And I don't need to tell you that in the Big East and the ACC, they love it. It's a lot like SEC football. You want to go in where the environment is tremendous, and I'm so privileged and fortunate to have the opportunity to do games in places where they really love football, the Pac-12 and Big 12, and in the past the SEC, and in basketball, to be primarily doing games in the Big East and the ACC, I get nothing but great environments most of the time. But she made a point to me, and I wanted to run this by you, because now you've been out at San Diego for a ton of years, and you had to build that foundation for the success you've got, and you haven't lost at home. You've got a great arena. I've been fortunate enough to be in it. I've seen it. But you've got great weather. You've got a lot of other things to do in San Diego. And she was pointing out that one of the reasons why maybe through the years the Big Ten and the Big East and those leagues have always drawn well is because the weather's bad outside and people want something to do. Is there some truth to that cold weather environments, by and large, lend themselves to better basketball environments than you'd find in warm weather environments? Did you have to work on that when you got to San Diego?
I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Tim. I'm going to pay for your airfare and hotel. You have to do a game, and I want you to come out here and compare the atmosphere at San Diego State to any venue you've been at.
Right.
And trust me, you would say second to none.
Yeah.
If we blindfolded you and brought you in,
right,
we're going to have 12,414 going crazy, and you would love our environment.
Right.
And we've got sunny and 60, so you can have the best of both worlds.
Yeah, but again, I go back to before you got out there and you were coaching where you were coaching. Did you ever think about, my God, well, it is really cold outside here in Ann Arbor, and we got a great product here, but these folks are just they're looking for a warm spot and something to do that's fun, and we deliver it for them. You know what I mean? And by and large, those environments are tremendous. Michigan's is a great place to coach basketball. It really is.
I would agree with that also. But my home now is San Diego, and my team is San Diego State, and we are second to none. I promise you that in terms of environment. And ourselves, along with Arizona and Gonzaga right now, are the three programs that if you go into, you say this is what major college basketball should be like.
I totally agree with that. Absolutely. And Spokane's a great basketball town. Tucson and Arizona has been a great basketball place. The McHale Center is beautiful, and there's no denying your place is too. Listen, you brought in and returned a lot of guys that got to the Sweet 16 last year. Not everybody, lost some key elements, but you've maintained this program at a very high level. And when you determined that you were going to come back and you made that announcement, Steve, I think a lot of people were excited, maybe took a sigh of relief to some extent. What a great place for your career to have reached, and for it apparently to reach the finish line. That has to be something that's near and dear to your heart.
We we love San Diego State, and people now are starting to say, when they talk about San Diego State, I'm one of the guys they mention, and when they talk about me, they mention San Diego State first.
Right.
We have been here now twice as long as we were at Michigan. We are in our 16th season, and this is home. We love it here. It's a great place to live. It's a great place to work, and I'm at an age where I can appreciate all of that. And yes, this will be where I hit the finish line, and when that time is, I'm not sure, but it will be right here.
San Diego State, the only Division I school from California going into the season that was ranked in the top 50 and finished ahead of UCLA, which averaged the second most fans in the state of California at a period of time. So there's a lot of credence to what you're saying with regard to the kind of support that you've got. Let's talk about your team. What is different, Steve, for this team? I mean, obviously, you lost Thames, and I know how good he was, but by and large, what has been the greatest attribute that this year's version of the Aztecs has had?
Tim, we have a veteran squad blended with a lot of first-year players for San Diego State, and I think it's a nice blend.
Yeah.
J.J. O'Brien, the Utah transfer, fifth-year senior, and Akil Quinn, the Northridge transfer, are the two guys that have given us stability. You're probably aware that Dwayne Polee went down with a heart issue December the 19th or 20th and just came back in our game on Saturday. So we've got three fifth-year seniors, and we've got three freshmen who are in the two of the three are in the rotation, and we've got a nice basketball team. What we have this year is a little bit of scoring by committee, where a year ago everybody knew that Xavier Thames was going to have the ball and make a play.
Mm-hmm.
Now it could be one of three or four people, and I think it makes us harder to guard, and sometimes makes it a little problematic are we going to be able to score? But we got versatility with youth and with veterans.
Take us through how difficult it must have been at the time what happened with Polee happened, and how you've monitored him upon his return, Coach.
Dwayne has seen more doctors than one would care to see in a lifetime. He saw 6 or 7 different heart specialists. Our number one concern always will be his health. And when he came back and started practicing, we had a doctor at practice. They've got some device just under the skin that monitors his heart rate. We traveled with a doctor up to San Jose. And when he came in, it was a road game, he was given a standing ovation. He came in with about 7 minutes to go in the first half. And it was so neat to see him back on the court, the place where he loves to be. And we're excited to have him back. How much he'll play, I don't know. But we've got him back, and that's the main thing. And we've got him back healthy.
Yeah, and here's the other thing that you've done with the success you've had, Coach. You're now really bringing in quality freshmen, the foundation of recruitment being really good for the 4-year guys, maybe even some talents that could be considering getting out sooner rather than later, but they're that good, and you're able to get them. Plus the transfers, the quality mix of transfers that have found wonderful homes where you are. A little bit different than the approach that you had back in the old days of the Fab Five, isn't it?
Well, back in that era, Tim, most people recruited freshmen. Most people in the major conference recruited just kids out of high school.
Yeah.
But if you look at today's world, Tim, everybody in America, from Duke to Michigan State to San Diego State, are taking transfers. And you selectively take those to fit a niche that you need for your program, and it's no longer a negative stigma when you do that.
Right.
So I think we're doing what everybody's doing. We probably started doing it out here before a lot of people. We've had great success with transfers.
Listen, last thing, your next game isn't until the 28th. Does this rest come at a good time for you?
I think it probably does. We have Boise State coming in. We're one game ahead of them. They're playing great basketball. I believe they've won 8 out of 9. They beat us at their place convincingly. And I watch and listen, and everybody says that we're probably in, and they are on the cusp. So this is a big game for both teams. We want to win the league. We want to win the league outright. We're one game ahead, and they want to get to the tournament and also have a chance to win the league. So it should be a great environment on Saturday. I think it's good for us, though, to have this time off to prepare for them for a full week. They had that week before we played the first time, and now we've got it.
Best wishes to you, Steve. Great talking to you. And if I don't see you beforehand, I'll certainly see you at the Final Four.
Sounds great, Tim.